Happy day, I'm Gloof, and welcome to the first ever episode of Oof. This is where we collectively as a community watch things that make us go oof. Oh boy. This is a big one. I'm probably gonna get copy striked for it, but hopefully the oof is worth the goof. This guy who we're about to react to, he seems to want the attention. He's been talking to every single news outlet. This is a 30-year-old man who lived in his parents' house for 8 years, refused to leave, and his parents had to go to court and get him evicted. If that's not bad enough for the guy, he recently went on the news, on CNN, and I don't know how this guy thought it was gonna go for him, but it's an oof. There he is, making his case. This man made the news like they took a break from Donald Trump for a solid 8 minutes and 16 seconds to put this guy on the air. And maybe they only decided to keep it because this is a beautiful, beautiful piece of media. And this lady, Brooke Baldwin, I mean, I don't really watch CNN, but this lady scares me. She just looks like she's really smart, and she looks like the kind of woman that would give you a spanking if you ever came on CNN. So I don't know what this guy was thinking, but he was asking for it, so here we go.
Michael, welcome.
Hi.
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 Hi. So.
Ooh! Ooh! We're already off to a great start.
Welcome.
Hi.
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 Hi. Hi.
Hi.
A little awkward. It's fine. We're gonna break the ice. We're gonna get to the bottom of this.
Do you not want to find your own place?
No.
Why?
Why not?
I don't want to live there anymore.
You don't want.
Oh, wait. Okay, so he didn't mean that he doesn't want to find his own place. He means, no, I don't want to live there anymore. His heart must be beating so fast right now that it's palpitating through his ears and he can't hear the question correctly. I know this because I've been there. The guy's probably having some anxiety right now. I feel for him.
It's not. It's very tense. It's very awkward. It's we have to. I'd prefer to get out.
Okay, he'd prefer to get out. Good. All right. Why? What? Case closed. Let's get out of here. What? How? It still keeps going for all this time. Why?
You've lived, at your parents' house, rent-free for 8 years, and I know you do your own laundry, you buy your own food.
So he does his own laundry. He steals his own food from the fridge in the middle of the night while nobody's looking. If you had a job and you were living rent-free for 8 years, that's a lot of savings you could have. Where did those savings go? This is the problem with going on the news, is some dumbass like me will sit there and try to do the math and be like, why? When it's none of my business. This is none of any of our business. Why is this on CNN?
I would consider much of what they were doing to try to get me out as a tax, and what I was trying to,
I don't think that this man is fit to be in this interview right now, and you can see it on the lady's face.
Trying to preserve.
Feels bad.
Well, trying to do what's best for me, which is just, let's try to be a little more reasonable. I'll leave. I don't like living here.
Just give me maybe 8 more years. I'll be out of here in a jiffy. Don't worry about it. How much more time does this guy want?
I contacted the police department. I said, is this something that's, this could happen?
My parents told me I got 2 weeks to get out. What do you do? You call the police. Reminds me of the time my parents threatened to take my bunny away because I didn't clean up his shit. I called the police. And is that okay? That's fine. They paid for the bunny. I do my own laundry.
The fact that you were on national television talking about moving out of your parents' house, you tell me you want to move out.
She's self-aware. She sees the absurdity of all this. You are on national television talking about how you're gonna leave your parents' house. What's the story?
Do you have a job?
Do you have a job?
No.
Are you trying to get a job?
Wait, look at that. Look at that. He's
Are you
like,
trying to get a job? Because I've read that one of
he's like, got him. I don't have the means to move out. I don't have a job.
Tomorrow.
Please talk faster.
So,
Oh.
I'm trying to do what's best for me.
Have you ever thought about your parents, whose house you've been living in for 8 years? It's a little crazy. I don't want to be rude, but when I was 14, I got a job at Dairy Queen, and then Save on Foods, and then some Italian place, and then some other Italian place, and then some other Italian place, and then some other Italian place, and then Earl's. And yeah, it wasn't very good, but is McDonald's actually turning this guy away? Probably, actually.
You know, a lot of us have lived with our parents maybe a little bit longer than we wish we could.
He's just drinking out of his water bottle. I'm not moving out yet. Who needs it? This is free, right?
Please take a sip of your water.
Maybe she's being the most condescending, patronizing person in the world right now, going like, yeah, drink your water. I don't know. I don't know what's going on in this interview. I just don't know.
Do you not want privacy?
This is the biggest question for me. How can you have the hanky-panky if your parents are next door going, lights out, Michael? I'd get 3 jobs to have a room away from my parents. I would do anything for my privacy. Anything. And okay.
Do you not want relationships, boyfriend, girlfriend?
I do want those things.
Yeah.
Okay. Get him. Oh boy.
You wanted the 6 months, and I've heard you say, ironically.
6 months? He wants 6 months. Imagine being evicted from a place and asking your landlord for 6 months. Imagine doing that in the real world. Yeah, I know you're giving me 2 weeks notice, but I need some adequate time to prepare for my life, and I probably think about 6 months will do.
The court didn't side in your favor.
Of course the court didn't side in his favor.
I'm going to send a letter that I've already prepared.
And he's gonna fight it. He wrote a letter. I don't know about you, but I think that I am welcome here. You're not welcome here. I think I might be welcome here for maybe 6 months. No, you're not welcome here for another 6 months. Okay, so maybe he doesn't have the means to leave his parents' house yet because he's spending all of his money on court bills to fight staying for free more. He represented himself. He represented himself. Case closed. I'm sure he did a good job. I'm sure he drank lots of water during that case too.
I
don't know. Oof. I realize that I'm just flaming this guy right now, and I feel bad about it, but come on. The interviewer is saying, your parents gave you housing for 8 years. I know this whole thing is really stressful right now. You're probably super annoyed, but do you want to reconcile with them at some point? Maybe after you move out even? Like, do you want to reconcile with them? They are your parents. You only get 1. 2.
No.
Oh. Oof. I don't get how you have this perspective where you're so entitled and you're so ungrateful that you're just like, yeah, I know you've been supporting me for the past 8 years, but you know what? You can't be kicking me out now. I hate you. He brings up his son, and it's a good argument. He lost custody of his son, and that was probably a really hard thing to go through. In fact, it was probably an expensive thing to go through. However, his parents housed him for 8 years.
I was done with them after that. I was done with them after that point.
Okay, so if you're done with them, get out of their house. I feel like maybe this made the news as an example of how entitled millennials are. I'm a millennial, and I feel like this isn't the best representation of what millennials are like. I feel like they're taking just the most extreme case because that's what the news does, and they're putting him on the spot. And like, this guy obviously had a rough go at it. He's also very entitled and had failure to launch, but I mean, I think the fact that they put him on the news is messed up, but the fact that he accepted to be on the news, and not just CNN, but also Fox, also TMZ, also some random stuff I've never heard of.
You're right. But when people speak to the millennials
There's no way they're talking about me. I self-identify as a baby boomer. I go boom.
I appreciate you coming on. I truly wish you the best of luck. And
I am a millennial.
Yes, Michael.
Right.
Ooh. Ooh.
So that.
Oh, you don't. That face. Ooh. I think this is gonna be the flag. I'm gonna get this printed out and make a flag of it. This is the oof face. I feel like this guy definitely gave us some nice oofs today, but at the same time, I feel really bad for this guy. Maybe the whole thing with losing custody of his child, like, kind of broke him, and he needs his parents right now. And that's why he went on the news and is trying to say his piece, but he has too much anxiety to, like, actually speak correctly. Oh, it's just an oof. That's all. It's just an oof. On the next episode of Oof, we are reacting to one of the creepiest K-pop conspiracies that I know of, that I feel like not many other people know of. So make sure you check in next time. Also leave me any comments of oofs that you would like me to oof to, and also let me know how many times you oof. Hopefully it was a lot, because for me it was a lot. My heart is like, my heart oofs for the guy. Honestly, it does. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you